How's it going, Mr. Bustos?
Doing good, buddy. How you doing, man?
Doing
Hey,
good.
good.
I'm gonna act like I'm working.
Good.
What's up, Paloma?
Hi.
Hey, you got a new hairstyle?
Yeah, I got blonde.
Hey, my assistant just has one like that too. Is that the trend now, or you think if I put some highlights?
Teachers, I'll be a teacher.
The powers that be muted us. So sorry. Because Larry's passes on high.
Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, October the 2nd. My name is Judge Esparza. We have some writ hearings scheduled for this afternoon. Defendants are present in the courtroom. They have been sworn in. Are Spanish speaking, so when you do start, when I call your case, go slowly so we can do the translation. First case we're going to call is C 4318-24-A, State of Texas versus Julio Fuentes. Julio,
Good
you speak
afternoon,
English?
Judge Hector Bus on behalf of the defendant, Judge. He is in custody.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bustos. Your
believe,
client
Judge,
does speak English. Hang on just a minute. You may proceed.
Good afternoon, Judge. My client is in custody. Judge does understand English, I believe. He's in custody with a bond of $5,000. Judge has injury to a child or elderly with intent with bodily injury, third-degree felony. We asked Judge that if he could, somewhere in the low end, Judge, $1,000 bond or possibly a PR if the court's inclined to, Judge. He is in Willacy County, because I believe he has the yellow jumpsuit.
What says the state?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. On the desk here for the state. The state would recommend no bond reduction, Your Honor. The state does believe that the bond currently is a fair and just bond that is set, Your Honor. Although this defendant does have no criminal history, Your Honor. There was a minor involved in this incident, so the state would oppose a bond reduction in this case.
So one where he pulled a little girl off the bench, the park bench, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Allegedly, Judge.
How old are you? How old are you, Mr. Fuentes? You in high school?
No, I actually finished high school early, so I work right now.
Where do you work?
I am an oil rig worker actually.
Who do you live with?
I live with out of my family because we had a bad altercation. So right now I'm living with one of my friends' family right now. Sandra Gomez.
In what city?
Canada.
Where did you graduate high school from?
McCann High.
When did you graduate?
This last year actually, last year.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know this alleged victim?
No, I do not actually.
Yes, well, that's good. I don't want you having any contact with her. Stay away from that park where this alleged incident happened. Don't go back there, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't be trying to make contact with the victim at all to anybody.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been working in the oil fields?
About a year actually.
You don't have money to make a $5,000 bond?
I do, but I'm just waiting for someone on the outside to pay it. Because I have the money myself, but I'm just waiting for someone to co-sign, that's it.
Don't order monthly UAs through probation department. Probation is gonna drug test you. They're gonna call you to go in and get drug tested once a month. No drugs, no alcohol. First time you come back dirty, you're gonna end up back in jail, you understand?
Thank you.
Bond will be reduced to $2,000 cash surety.
Thank you, sir.
You get out, stay in contact with your attorney because you will have to show up at the courthouse at a later time to take care of this case. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Bustos?
That's it, Judge. Thank you.
All right, have a good afternoon. Thank you.
You too, guys. Thank you.
Next case we're gonna call is C 4511-24-I, State of Texas versus Johan. Where's Johan? How do you pronounce your last name?
Higuita.
Gita? Okay. Habla español, ¿verdad?
Sí, señor.
Okay. Paloma, this is your client. He is Spanish speaking. I'm not sure if you're aware, but most of his bonds have been, actually, all of his bonds have been reduced
Yes, Judge.
to PR bonds, except one.
Yes, Judge. And I filed this writ, Your Honor, Paloma Barrero, on behalf of the defendant. I spoke to Miss Annalise, and she's in agreement with a PR bond, Judge. So that's what we're asking for today and announcing.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. The state is in agreement to a PR bond in this case.
And I don't believe he has an ICE hold. But that was one of the questions I had, Judge.
Well, I didn't see a nice hole, but I don't believe he's a US citizen either. Mr. Higuita, where were you born, sir?
Colombia.
Do you live in Hidalgo County?
No.
Do you have family that lives here in Hidalgo County?
Close family he doesn't have.
Doesn't have any ties to the community, he's not a USC.
So
I
Judge,
don't see a nice hole.
I believe
Mhm.
he has employment here, Judge. He was living in Mexico and then driving back and forth with a tourist visa, which I believe he still has. I don't think it's been removed. But that was the information that I had from the last time I talked to him. I don't know if he has family members that live here, Judge.
He said he didn't. Do you have a job here in Hidalgo County? Says he doesn't have a job either. Bond will be reduced to $1,500 cash surety. Anything else on that?
The only thing I would request, Judge, is reconsideration for the PR bond. I mean, the state was aware and
He doesn't have any ties to the community, doesn't have any family here, doesn't have a job. Bond will be $1,500 cash surety.
And Judge, if I get a hold of him again, I'll go visit him and see if he comes up with any family members here or someone else, Judge. And if not, I can file a motion for reconsideration.
Sure.
Thank you,
Mr.
Judge.
Higuita, do you have any, where do your parents live?
En Cancún. Cancún, just ago.
They live in Cancun. Sound like they come from, he may have some money, financial backing to get him out. Yeah, bond will be $1,500 cash surety.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, have a good afternoon.
You
Thank you,
too.
Paloma.
Yes.
Next case we're gonna call is C 4470-24-E, State of Texas versus Ramiro Lopez. ¿No habla inglés, verdad, señor?
Poquito nada más.
Okay. ¿Prefiere español? Sammy Reyes, this is your motion. Just go slowly because he is Spanish speaking.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Samuel Reyes for the defendant, Ramiro Lopez Jr. This is our motion for bond reduction, Your Honor. It was included, was a misdemeanor POM, but that has since been filed, is my understanding. So the only case before the court this afternoon is the possession of controlled substance with a $60,000 bond. And Your Honor, my client, a young man who lives in Donna, he's a U.S. citizen. It's my understanding he lives with his mom and brothers. And he does pick corn in Iowa, is what I understand. So he's in the labor, Judge. So he is out on bond, Your Honor. In December of 2023, he was charged with a burglary of vehicle and a possession of controlled substance, and he bonded out on both of those charges with a $1,000 cash or surety bond. He's also a high school graduate, Your Honor, but he's indigent. I was court appointed in this matter, and he does not have the resources to make the current $60,000 bond. In this matter, Judge, we're asking the court to consider a $1,500 cash or surety bond.
Judge, as for the state is unopposed to a 30,000 cash surety bond in this case.
This was a vape pen, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Those 3 vape pens, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Lopez, where do you live? What city?
Antonio, ¿dónde te?
Where?
¿Dónde?
Who do you live with?
Con mi mamá, cuando vengo para acá con mi mamá.
Okay, mom. What do you mean when you come over here?
Porque voy a trabajar a Iowa y regreso. Cuando regreso, pues con
All right. Where were you born?
4 de julio de 2006.
Where?
En Huesaco.
So he's a USC, right, Sonny?
Yes, Your Honor, it's my understanding he's a U.S. citizen, Judge. We're asking the court to consider any conditions, a drug patch or AIP or any conditions to see fit so he can get back out, hopefully get back to work and help his family.
Explain to him, Adrian, that I'm gonna order monthly UAs, so he's gonna have to get drug tested at least once a month. If he comes back positive for drugs or alcohol, I'm gonna put him back in jail. Understand? Bond will be reduced to $1,000 cash surety.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. The POM, the complaint's been filed, right? So you gotta take that up with court. Jan, I think. or
Yes,
Jay-
yes.
Jay Court? Yeah.
Quick
Okay.
pen, Your Honor.
Correct, Judge.
All
Thank you,
right.
Your Honor. That's all I have this afternoon, Judge. May I be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Toma asiento, señor. Buena suerte. Case we're gonna call is C 4492-24-H, State of Texas versus Oscar Rojas. Habla inglés, ¿verdad, señor? Pretty Gacheta, this is, your client, he is Spanish speaking. He does have an ice hold, Rudy.
That was the issue we're trying to figure out, Your Honor, because he is married. And he is residing here. He's got a $15,000 sexual assault bond and a $10,000 assault bond, Your Honor. We feel that he does have ties to the community. As I stated, he's married. I believe his address is in Donna, Texas. I can confirm that. You know, he is entitled to a bond, Your Honor. Therefore, we're respectfully requesting of the court would consider a lower bond in this amount.
What says the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Due to the ICE detainer, the state would oppose any bond reduction in this case. That ICE detainer is evidence that the defendant has no ties to the community, Your Honor. So the state would be opposed to any bond reduction in this case.
Rudy, you said he's married or has?
According to his application and speaking to him, Your Honor, he is married and he's showing an address in McAllen.
Because the allegations are from an ex-girlfriend. I don't know if that's the same. Are you married, Mr. Rojas?
He is with somebody, but not married like legal.
What's the name of your wife?
Elizabeth Moravec.
What's the name?
Elizabeth Moravec.
It's not the same name as the victim. Because there's an ICE hold on your case, sir, which means immigration has placed a hold. If you do make bond, you'll probably be released to, you will be released to immigration, and they may or may not deport you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
There's also a protective order that was issued by the magistrate when you were arraigned. And that protective order says that you cannot have any contact for 61 days with, what's the name of your wife?
Elizabeth Morales.
Elizabeth Mora? Protective order shows her as the victim, well, now I know why. Yeah, actually, really, the wife is the alleged victim in this case. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
she's, you cannot have any contact with her. She's the victim in this case, Mr. Rojas. You cannot have any contact with her. You cannot go within 200 yards of her home, which is located in McAllen. You cannot have, and by contact, that means no communication whatsoever. Don't even call her from jail because that's a violation of the protective order. Do you understand that? If you do communicate with her in any way, you will be facing other charges. Do you understand that? It's ordered by the magistrate out of McAllen. It's effective for 61 days. You've been in custody for 12. It will expire on Wednesday, November the 20th. I'm going to ask that you have no contact until this case is resolved. I don't know if you've had a chance to read the complaint, Rudy, but they are pretty serious allegations.
No, Your Honor, I've not been, he hasn't been indicted. The only information we receive is the application from Indigent Defense, Your Honor, and he hasn't been indicted. I haven't received any evidence or any documentation.
Well, the allegations are that he allegedly got in an argument with the victim, pinned her down, attempted to place his penis in her vagina, and penetrated her with his fingers.
Yes, Your Honor.
Due to the ISO, due to the nature of the charge, bond will remain the same on each count at 10,000 and 15,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Anything else on that case?
That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Next case we're going to call is C4419-24-A, State of Texas versus Israel Tinoco.
Yes, sir.
Right, you speak English, Mr. Tinoco?
Prefiero español, señor.
Melissa, this is your motion. The client is present. He does have an ice hold also. Not sure
Yes.
if you're aware.
Yes. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Melissa Rios Montes on behalf of Mr. Tinoco. Your Honor, my client has been in jail since September 13th. I do understand that he has an ICE hold. However, this is another one of these weird situations, Judge, as my writ earlier in the week. He has this case dating back to 2020 that the state still hasn't indicted on. I think the 3 new cases that he picked up, the misdemeanors, those are recent, but there's an old one in there. And Your Honor, I know he has that ICE hold, but he's still entitled to reasonable bond. I'm asking for the court to place $500 bonds on all 4 of his cases.
And, all the cases were dismissed except for the organized criminal activity. I'm showing in Odyssey, the gambling promotion, the keeping a gambling place, and the possession of gambling devices were all dismissed. Is that correct, Andres?
Let me confirm that, Judge. Let me just quickly run that. So yes, Your Honor, you're correct.
You're right. Mr. Tinoco, where do you live? What city?
En Mission, Texas, sir.
How long have you lived there?
Como unos 10 años.
10 years. You have a job?
Señor,
Where do you work?
soy mecánico de autos ahora.
So he wasn't arrested way back in when this happened, right? In 2021 or whatever it was?
No, Your
Right.
Honor, I think he was just stopped on the warrant, picked up on the warrants.
Are you married?
Yes.
You have children?
Tengo tres kids.
They live with you?
No,
Does your wife live with you?
ella está con ellos, nomás que estamos separados por ahorita.
You understand that there's an immigration hold on your case, you know that, right?
Estoy consciente de eso. Yes.
Which means if you do make bond, you're gonna be released to immigration officials, and they may or may not deport you back to Mexico. Do you understand that? Bond will be reduced to $1,000 cash surety. If you make bond and you are deported, the case is still gonna stay pending. So you need to communicate with your attorney, even if you're in Mexico, or if you come back, or you're not deported, stay in contact with your attorney because the case is still gonna be pending in the courts. Do you understand that?
Claro que sí, muchas gracias.
Anything else, Melissa?
I think, Your Honor, thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you. It looks like everybody, Andres. Good
Thank you,
job.
Judge. Yes, sir. You have a good
All right.
one.
You too. Take care.
Thank you.